Hey guys, it's the Gundam Boy, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the patch updates because I got some weapon changes and some enemy adjustments, so let's get straight into it. The AR-32 pacifier now has an increased stun duration from 1.5 to 3 seconds, starting magazine has also been increased from 5 to 6, but the max amount is increased from 7 to 8. Slight increase in stun values have been applied to enemies. And the pummeler also received that stun duration increase from 1.5 to 3 seconds as well. The warrant grew a pair of balls and now is capable of targeting larger enemies. And one of the greatest changes I've ever seen, the one true flag is now capable of being shoved onto alive enemies. Yeah, look at how democratic he looks. Like, comment, and subscribe because it was actually really hard to get the flag on him. Feel free to decorate all your enemies with the flag of democracy. So the Urchin received a stagger increase from 0 to 50, which means it can push you over. Now it also can stagger large enemies like Bile Titans. It doesn't hold the Bile Titan still like a typical stun nade, but every time it pulses, it will push him around in a weird direction, kind of slowing him down that way. And I'm not too sure if it really works on something like a Factory Strider. I'll have to go back later and double take and test it again, because he is kind of shaking, but I can't tell if he's shaking from the stun nades or the rockets. Otherwise, his chin guns work just fine. The Scout Strider's leg armor is no longer at 3, but they decreased it down to 2, which means light pen weapons like Breaker, Spray, and Pray can damage it. And if you can strip the Overseer off down to his flesh, they have a decreased armor from 2 to 1. Flame Sentry got a well-deserved flame resistance buff because it always would kill itself with its own fire. So, I tested it out with the very own flamethrower itself, and let me just say, it definitely works, because I kept blasting this guy with the whole tank, and he didn't die. He just kind of looked at me like I'm a dumbass. And then he exploded. Is there a Pyromaniac working at Arrowhead? Because they increased both the grenades' fire times, which means they sit there longer, being able to damage more enemies as they walk in, but I don't really have any footage to compare it to, so yeah, fire. It is easier to light large and massive sized enemies on fire now. Before you'd have to spray at the Bile Titan just a few seconds before it would ignite all the way through. The bayonets on both the Constitution and the Amendment have now increased stagger, which I don't really notice a difference on it, I'm gonna be real. Arc 12 Blitzer also has an increased stun value applied to enemies, and I'm not sure if I just tested on the wrong group of enemies, but I feel like it still kind of functions the same. And no, I'm not talking about these little dudes, I know they die in one shot. I'm referring to the Bile Spewer. As you can see, I just hit them and they kept walking forward. Or in this instance where I just shot him and he kept walking. Oh, look at that, the boosters got adjusted. Yeah, great, now I'm still gonna not use it. And then the de-escalator has an increased stun the value. I mean, yeah, that's it. But that's the end of my video, guys. I mean, that's like the biggest part of the notes, but feel free to still check the patch note page, because there's still like the fixed things. I figured I'd just cover like the more important stuff, not the things that are, you know, yet to be fixed. But I'll see you guys later.